Good morning, my friends. Welcome back. This is week 40 of our 1,000 pound recycling challenge. And first of all, I wanted to show you just some of the things that I use. And the main one that I bought this past year was my food dehydrator. And I was getting so much fruit, even though I have more than one worm bin, that I thought, oh gosh, I'm giving these worms all this fruit, and I didn't want to get bugs. So I thought Jane over at Rockin' Worms suggested dehydrating some of the fruit, and I thought, what a great idea. So I bought, I had an old dehydrator that I used for years and years, and it finally gave up the ghost. And so I bought this home dehydrator. I want to say it was 60, maybe 64. And it comes with 5 trays. Those are some banana peels that I'm going to dehydrate. And just to show you what the dehydrated fruit looks like, it smells wonderful. I mean, it maintains it's the fragrance, especially if you use strawberries. And Patrick over at Vermicompost Learned by Doing, he's always talking about his avocados that he feeds his worms. So Patrick, this is for you. I'm building up some avocados to give my probably Jack and Jill probably need a look in on later on today. So, and some broccoli. You know, sometimes if I put this in my worm bin, like in my can of worms, it's here right off my kitchen. Whoa. For about 2 or 3 days, we think Uncle George came to visit, and he's leaving the silent but deadly, gas. And so if I put it in the dehydrator, though, I can grind that up, and then it just smells green. It just has a nice smell to it. So if you have an Uncle George in your house, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These are coffee grounds. Some people say coffee grinds. And these are the filters, and you can use those. They compost, and of course, tea bags do it also. One thing I wanted to mention to you: these are my avocado, the pits. This one was last night, and this was about 3 or 4 days ago. And look at how the skin pulls away from the actual seed itself. Now I've made avocado tea out of this. You can grate it, and you could feed it to your worms. You could do, you can consume it yourself. It's not going to hurt you. It's actually high in all the different vitamins. Think of avocados with the oil and all the, probably vitamin A and vitamin E, all the antioxidants that are good for your system. Well, those seeds and the tree leaves, if you have an avocado tree, you can use those to make a tea, also good for you. So back to what we have here. We have eggshells. You can either grind them with your hands. You can do a rolling pin over it if you don't have a grinder. If you do have a grinder, they break down quicker. And then you're adding calcium into your worm bin and giving the worms grit, and your what comes out the other end, their castings, has some calcium in it. These don't break down in the worm's system really that well. You'll find it in your castings, but it breaks down some. And I also use shrimp shells, and I'm not real fond of using them in a raw state, but I take mine and put them in the oven and let them dry out on a real low heat. And they crumble, and I can pulverize them just as well. I used to throw away, I grow Moringa for our health, and I would take the leaves and pulverize them, and that's what I would use, like in our smoothies. You can sprinkle it in your soup, you can put it in your rice, you could put it on your pasta. We use ours in our yogurt, and but then I was taking all the stems and stuff, and I was just throwing them out over into our preserve, And I thought, whoa, wait a minute, I'm actually throwing something away. No, I don't count this as my 1,000-pound weight, but you could use this, sprinkle it on your dog food, cat food. You could, in my case, I give it to my worms. So you don't want to overfeed your worms with food like this, but you really can't go wrong with your powders, something that's like full of vitamin A and C and E. It has antioxidants in it. It has protein in it. It has twice the protein of chicken, weight for weight. And so, you know, if you do nothing more than sprinkle it on the surface of your plants, you'll be ahead. I am counting things like my toilet paper rolls, paper towel rolls. Cork is biodegradable. Popsicle sticks, any of those kind of little sticky things are biodegradable. I used to discard the papers like this because if I was doing too many in my my shredder, it was kind of like, you know, going poof in the shredder, and it was, I won't say it was clogging it up, but it was kind of making a mess in my shredder. But if I take it and put that through, and then I put through a cardboard, and that through, and a cardboard, it takes it through just fine. And I guess what I wanted to say is I'm doing a lot more shredding of like just papers in between cardboards, and I'm getting more volume. And I get a big trash bag, a big grocery bag like that full, and that's about 2 pounds once a week. So, you know, there's another 100 pounds of stuff that we're throwing away. Cardboard I was getting, but I've added to it, so I can't say that it's all paper goods. If you have flowers, someone brings you flowers, you bring in flowers, don't just throw them away. I like to cut mine up. I don't throw them in my compost just whole, but I've just started with a geoben, and I guess I'm treating the geoben like I'm treating the worms. Some people say, well, I just throw all that in. Well, I want mine to break down quickly, so I'm doing that. If you have any stale cereal, the cereal boxes, I've told you to hang on to those plastic liners inside because they're great if you want to store something in your freezer before you throw it out on trash day. It's getting to be any of the other things that are in your pantry that's stale, that you're going to throw away. You can put that in your worm bin, or you can put that in your compost. We're getting to the season now, if you live in areas where you have conifers, if you have trees that have pine cones, and they're a nuisance. You know, it's one thing if you have birds and squirrels and they're, you know, taking them and carrying them off. But if you can see that you're running the lawnmower over them and you're really, they're a pain in the neck, gather them up. They can go in your compost. They will eventually break down. They'll take a little while. But the one thing that I did start saving that I thought I would run an experiment is I'm a grape girl. I love grapes. So the grape stems I know will take forever to break down, but I thought, boy, they would really add like an airy poof, you know, because they're still springy, to my compost. So that's just a thought. And of course, things like grass clippings are wonderful, wonderful nitrogen you're adding. And things in your house, if you're sweeping up, put that into your worm bin or put it into your composter. Things like your dryer lint, if you're mainly cotton, which is mostly what I wear, and your vacuum cleaner, any of that kind of stuff, that again can go back in. So hang on just a second and I'll tell you how far we got this week. Here I am, I'm back. Hello, darlings. We had an interesting week. I kept waiting for Brian to come along. You like it? I gave you a different angle today. and I also went out at 5 o'clock this morning in the pitch dark and was trying to find bougainvillea blooms that were up overhead in the dark. Did I say the dark? Yes. Anyway, our friend Brian never cut his grass this week, so after last week's big 152, almost 153 pounds, we didn't do so well this week, but we kept track, and I did, you'll notice I don't have much in the way of cardboard over there because everything got weighed and put out for processing, but we didn't do bad. So this week we did, I'll hold that up for anybody new, this week we did 20 pounds, 14.2 ounces, which that was all us. I am keeping a list of Brian's end of it, and I mean, you know, he's, you know, for 1,530 pounds, he hasn't done half, but he's done darn close to it. So if I had done this myself, that challenge of 1,000 might have still been in the future. So anyway, 1,530 pounds, 13 ounces after 40 weeks. Not bad at all, not bad at all. And I just wanted to leave you with the one note, and that was, why am I doing a lot of this, and why am I not just putting it out for recycling? Because, I mean, some of these things could go out for recycling. I have a young friend, his name is Eric, and the name of his channel is Howdy. If you get a chance, go over. He not only does a lot of gardening, he lives a little further up north of me, maybe like a little north of Tampa, if you're familiar with that area. He's probably about maybe zone 9A. He's right on that border. And he's a transplant from Ohio. So he was used to cold winters, and he's just enjoying the heck out of planting and doing things here. He just got quail, so anybody who has interest in that. But he's also a fantastic cook. Any girls out there looking for a guy who can cook? So anyway, Howdy is the name of his channel, and Eric is his name. And we were texting back and forth, and he was saying about the same restrictions of how you have to put things on the curb, how they have to be, you know, in your recycling or your trash, or it's your limbs have to be only 4 feet. They have to be tied up properly, and I don't blame the communities, municipalities for wanting to do this. You know, you're paying people, they don't want to have to chase your limbs down the street or go after your garbage bags. There's a reason that we're doing it that way. However, he made the comment about seeing the guy just picking everything up in the same trash truck. And you and I both know that nobody's going to go through. They don't have one central area where they got cans going over here and they're pulling out logs over here. No, it was just all going to the landfill. And we had the same situation where Rick was just happened to be out there and with a cup of coffee, and saw the trash guy coming down the street, and he was a recycling guy. And we have 2 cans. One is blue for recycling and one is green for general waste. And he started at the end, and he has like 4 stops before he gets to our house. And there he was, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looked and saw Rick, 9, and went on. He knew that, you know, he had already picked up 4 regular trash. What's the use? I mean, you know, you feel like, for me, I feel like I'm doing a good job, and then somebody else is just screwing with it, you know. So this I have control of. This I know is going back into my property. And whether that changes anything only matters to me. And I feel better about it. And when people say, well, doesn't that make you angry? I can't go there. I just can't go there. I have to say, this makes me happy. So if it makes you happy, and you think that you are going to be able to grow your soil from dirt to soil, if you can do that and you can leave this world with some better soil, then that's what you should do. So anyway, that's the end of my story. I hope everybody has a great day. As you can see, I'm wearing another Williamsburg t-shirt. Guess where we're going on vacation? Have a great day, everybody. I hope you have a great Sunday. Have a blessed Sunday, and have a happy Sunday. And remember, garden what you've got, and I hope to see you back next week. Bye-bye.